Evening, everybody. I'm Steve Lentini, and welcome to The Best Getting Better. Steve Lentini, and close more sales more often. And so that's who I am, Steve Lentini. And I've been doing this for 40 years in sales, direct sales, and coaching people, managing people. Sandler Sales Institute licensee for 5 years, and then created my own program in after 2 years of study. In 2005, I went live with my own program and have been teaching my own program since 2005. And I'm also out selling every day, either coaching people or helping them sell and making presentations in front of customers. And I'm seeing how the world is changing and shifting. And I'm also working with people who are stuck and watching some bizarre behaviors over the last 15 years, in particular the last 10, that really were blocks to people improving their sales ratios and improving their closing rate. And whether or not they were having fun at it, I don't think they were, because it became about their goals and about their quota and about making more money than as opposed to making it about the customer and the customer's goals and helping the customer buy. And then what happens is your own money goals take care of themselves because you're closing more sales. This week, what I want to talk about, and I have some notes here so you know that I'm prepared. I spent some time thinking about this, and I read a lot of books. So right now, right here on the ledge, let me see if I can move this so you can see it. So right here on the ledge are quite a number of books that I'm studying. One of them is The Hunt, Better and Faster, The Hunt, Better and Faster, Selling DeVito. There's a couple of them here. Selling DeVito, very good books. The Wisdom of Oz, and many others. I often say to my clients, and my clients even remark to me that I'm the Cliff Notes for them. So what I do very quickly, because I can read many pages in a short period of time, I decipher what's important in a book, and then I present that to my clients. And so that's one of the reasons I can help people close more sales more often. Today, we're going to start with thinking and the reminder that you live in something much bigger than you think you do, and that we're all sons and daughters of something much larger, universal parents, universal mother and father. Some people would call it God or the divine, and you don't have to. For me, it is God and the divine, and that we're living in a miracle. And it's important to bring that thinking with you every day, and to have an uplifted attitude of positive energy, and silently wishing people that you're in the company of joy, success, and happiness. Deepak Chopra talks about that you wouldn't go to someone's home without a gift. Then why not walk into a business meeting with that gift of wishing people joy, success, and happiness? So have you read any books by Napoleon Hill or Charles Haanel, which he wrote The Master Key System, Napoleon Hill, The Universal Laws of Success, Norman Vincent Peale, The Power of Positive Thinking, Science of Mind by Ernest Holmes, James Allen, As a Man Thinketh. He lived in the 1800s, so maybe today he'd write As People Thinketh. It's so important before you get out on the road every day to prepare your mind and to think about, to begin to notice what you think about, and then to think about how proactively do you want to prepare for your day, and then to have some affirmations. Joel Osteen's book about I Am, The Power of I Am, is a really good book. And if you don't like the religious aspect of it, although to me Joel is spiritual, not religious, you can look at Dr. Wayne Dyer's books and Deepak Chopra. You can look at The Power of Intention. I hope you're writing these things down. And look at The Power of Affirmations and Intention. So living from the intention for the day. What's your intention for the day? Spend some quiet time. If you can spend 5 minutes quietly projecting what the day is going to look like, what your meetings are going to look like, and then send that positive energy out, and then have some affirmations like I am valued, I am valuable, I am energetic, I am healthy, I am wise, I am full of creative ideas for my clients. I am beautiful, I am handsome, I am confident, I am blessed. Whatever it is that will prepare your muscle of the mind. So we go to the gym and we lift weights, and we know what that brings. It brings a muscle. In exercising the mind, it's affirmations, and it's noticing the negative thinking. That if things aren't working for you, by the way, you're creating it with your thinking. So somewhere you have a negative aspects of your thinking. It could be, look at your friends, who you surround yourself with. So do you surround yourself with a negative element? If you're surrounded with a negative element, it's a reflection of your thinking. So that has to get canceled out. You have to first notice it. Maybe ask a few friends, hey, do you think I'm negative or do you think I'm positive? Am I more negative or am I more positive? Ask your friends. If they say you're more negative, then guess what? They're probably more negative too. If they say you're more positive, well, then you probably are surrounded by people who are positive, and you want to be. You want to work for people who are positive, who see the best and the good in you. If not, then make a change and get out of it. You're better off to get out of it. It's healthier for you in the long run. So thinking produces results. Start to look at, if you're struggling in sales or in a current low tide, I call it, you could get excited about the low tide, because low tide is attached to high tide, right? And you know that in the ocean, when you go to the beach, at high tide, you know low tide will come at some point. And at low tide, you're not looking for high tide. You're looking for it to come, but you're not going, where's high tide? Because you know it's out. So it could be just a cycle that you're going through. And if you're going through a low tide, blocks and frustration, then you want to study, you want to get a mentor, you want to get a coach. These are times to ask for help. Ask your customers for help. Ask your customers to help you think about, hey, how have we helped you? What do you like about us? And do you think there's some people too that in your sphere that would really enjoy that kind of help, the way we've helped you? Do you have a name? So your thinking, though, is the reason that the tide goes out oftentimes. So if you're thinking anything that follows I can't, or I'm not, is negative thinking, you're creating the tide going out. So that's the first battle that takes place with salespeople, the battle of your mind and how you view yourself. So have a lot of confidence in who you are. People like that. That confidence is attractive. Have confidence in who you are. Expect good things for yourself. Expectancy and intention. Set the intention for the day, and then have your affirmations. Prepare yourself to take the battle on, and you're the warrior. So you want people to get it, that you are expecting good things for yourself. You're expecting to help them, and you're expecting that they'll buy from you because you're going to help them. Remember, your goals are not what's important. Okay, money attitudes. So in what I've noticed with salespeople is that a lot of times when they're going through a frustration or going through a block, I check in with them about their attitudes about money. Are they generous? Are they givers? Are they freely letting money flow through them? Money is an energy. It's a symbol of exchange. You say, I'll give you $5 and you'll give me this. It's an elephant, by the way. Or I'll give you $300 and you'll give me the iPhone. Or I'll give you $60 and you'll give me the case, the Otter case. But you're getting something in exchange for it. And then you're also exchanging something to get money, correct? You're exchanging your labor, your ideas, the creative process. So I'm exchanging this energy to Webinar Jam, and Webinar Jam is helping me exchange it for money. So, but I'm doing something for it. We're not laying around. We're not waiting for money to come. So there's some theories about money attitudes, and what I notice is oftentimes I'll talk to salespeople and find out they're tight with money. Their pockets are too long, or their hands are too short, and they won't buy a sandwich, or they won't give $10 to somebody on the street who's asking for help. Who cares what they do with the money? Who cares? Some people say, well, I don't want to enable them. They're probably going to go buy drugs. How do you know, number one? Number two, it's none of your business. Your business is your energy that you're putting out. And when someone's asking you to help, I have a theory that it's the universe. It's God asking you to take care of this person. It might even be a form of God himself or herself. Honor those requests. They come across your radar as a test. Are you going to be generous in giving? There's also the ancient law of tithing. Are you a tither? Tithing is giving the first tenth of what you earn to that place of spiritual support. So it could be a church, it could be a person, a mentor, a coach who is spiritual and helps you along that path. It could be I tithe to one of my sources. One of my sources of spiritual support is the Science of Mind magazine. So I send them a check once a month. And then I have other people that I send. So some check goes out every week with a tenth of what I earn. And since I've been tithing, it's amazing what comes back to me and how I've gotten clients and book deals and many, many other speaking engagements, people approaching me, not me out there knocking on doors. So currently I'm in a project where the owner approached me and said, hey, can you come help me? The year before, last year, someone approached me and said, can you consult this particular company in New York City? And I said yes, and took a project on for a year and delivered them fantastic results. A lot of it I thought was divine providence, the sky opening, because there were some great opportunities came across, and we delivered them. We won them. And it was all with my philosophy of helping people buy. So what's your attitude toward money? It is so key that you check in about money. If you're a shopper that pinches the penny, then what do you think is going to show up when you're out there selling? Buyers who are pinching the penny. So check in with how do you buy things, and take a look at changing that. If you're a penny pincher, get off it. It stinks. It's not a good energy to be around. You don't like it when your prospects and customers are penny pinching you. And so by you being in that mode, you're the one attracting it. So if you go back and read Napoleon Hill, and you go back and read Norman Vincent Peale, you go back and read Charles Haanel, you go back and read Science of Mind, Deepak Chopra, Wayne Dyer, James Allen, you go back and read Elizabeth Seton, great, Catherine Ponder, Florence Scovel Shinn talks about prosperity and the attitude of the mind. I mean, and these were people writing in the 1800s and early 1900s, except for Wayne Dyer and Deepak Chopra. So what you have is a similar thread running through all those writings, and what they talk about is you are projecting your energy on the world, and if you're a penny pincher and you're tight about money, then that's how money's going to show up for you, because the universe is a reflective energy. It's always reflecting back to you. So it's great. You don't have to look far to understand what you need to learn to pull your head out of your butt. Yeah, that's what I said. Your head's in your ass sometimes. When you are penny pinching, or when you're surrounded by a lot of negative people or people that you don't like, you're actually being shown you. This is the gift of the universe saying, hey, mister, wake up. Do you see what you look like? And it isn't always feel good. It's confronting. And that's good. That's what it takes to get your head back out into a healthy posture, a confident posture, one where you're free to give some money. You're free to tithe. You're also free to negotiate. Let people make money if you want to make money. Pay full price. Double the tip with a waitress. Do things out of the ordinary. Even if your spouse or significant other or friends are going, wow, that's way too much of a tip. Are you crazy? See, now you're getting to see how they are about money. And you get to feel what it feels like when you're tight and constrained. It's called being pusillanimous, which is giving less than the full of yourself. So if you're holding back and you have this big idea about how do you want to show up in the world and you hold it back, you're being pusillanimous to the universe, to the world. You're hiding yourself. I don't have a dream, Steve. I've heard people say, only you do. I don't have a dream. Imagine that, saying, I don't have a dream. I don't have a passion. Somewhere we all have a dream, but we're afraid to let it out because a lot of people believe the voice that says, who you? You only graduated from high school, or you didn't finish high school, or you haven't been formally trained. Listen, you don't need formal training. Is Donald Trump got formal training to be president? He's just saying, I'm qualified. All the things I've gone through in life, I'm qualified. And he doesn't care what people think. That's how you need to be. You are not, it's none of your business what people think of you. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares about them? It's about you and about you doing the best you can in everything that you do, and bring it everywhere. Bring it everywhere, because that's magnanimous. That's the giving of it all, right? You wouldn't give all your money away, but to give some and to give a tithe shows that you have faith in something bigger. Faith is a big thing in success. Faith is a big thing in success. You've got to have the attitude of success. You have to have that intention of succeeding and that expectancy of succeeding. And I see a lot of salespeople are kind of like, I don't know, I can't. It's tough. This is a tough business. It's ridiculous. Get out there. So whatever you're telling yourself is what you become eventually. So if you're telling yourself you can't, it's tough, it's hard, it's all about price. I expect people, they're going to come in and beat me. I'm worried. All of that stuff is wasted energy. So if you're going to sell effectively today, the first thing you have to do is have a foundation of positive thinking. You have to have a foundation of money attraction. So looking at how you are with money attracts that same energy back to you. You don't have to read The Secret or see the movie again. I'm telling you, that's what the law is, the universal law about money and about success. It's about putting out the energy of success before you see it. Fake it till you make it. You will make it once you decide you're going to make it. So the next thing is most people quit just short of the finish line. So, and this is true for prospecting. So today it takes 20, 21, 25 attempts to break through with someone, and using all the different variety, the different forms, social media, email, stopping and getting a name, the phone, a cold call, all of those things. It takes more time than ever to break through, and most people quit just short of the finish line. So here's some statistics for you. 2% of salespeople make it through 21 calls. 2%. 2%. And make 7 to 21 calls. By the way, by the time you get to 7 calls, 98% of the people have dropped off. So if you're still going, you're in the 2% that are willing to keep going, even if you upset someone. And if you upset someone, you say, I've upset you. I'm sorry. I got a passion for what we do. We help a lot of people. I just want to help you like I've helped some of my other clients. Can I share some of those for you? Can I share some of the people that I've helped, how we've helped them? I think it's similar to what you were telling me before you got upset. I mean, if people get upset, so what? Some will, some won't. So what next? They're probably got a limited vision and a limited view. They don't bring anybody new into their company to begin with. They don't have any new ideas. The company will probably go out of business in 6 months or a year. You know, would you want to be with prospects that aren't looking for the latest and the greatest? No. Oh, we've already got that. We're all set. We love our supplier. We're all set. Those kind of customers never grow. They never grow. So you don't want them. You're looking for people that are progressive, that are looking for the latest and greatest improvements in business. And you've got one of them, and I can help you. Are you one of those people? Right? And that's what I'm doing. So I'm presenting something that's the latest and greatest. You don't go to most sales training programs and they talk to you about your thinking, but if your thinking is stinking, guess what? They better start there. And that's why I start there. I jump back into it during this reinforcement program. So what are you telling yourself? What are you thinking? What are your money attitudes? Very, very key. Now, what's your job when you get out on the road? So certainly it's about relationship building. So you want to get to the place where you can take people to lunch, you can buy them a coffee card, they can count on you, even if it's, hey, I need your opinion on something. I know we haven't bought anything yet from you, but I need your opinion on something. That means you've made it into their inner circle, and they will at some point buy something from you. You got to ask, hey, now that you're asking me for advice, can we talk about what I was in to see you for a few months ago? I want to get that going. Where are you in that? I mean, last I left off, you said we were looking good. What's that mean? Talk to me about it. But at least get back into the conversation about closing. So your job is to get information. That was my last note for today. It's not to give information. So you get information by asking questions. The last time you made a change like this, how did it go? The last time you said you were pretty happy with suppliers, but is there anything you'd improve about them? You have to have questions to get them talking. So when you made a change like this, talk to me about how it went. What was good about it? What wasn't good? Are you even in the place to consider making the change again? So I'm going to ask you to make a change. They know you're going to ask them to make a change. Why don't you tell them? Then you find out, well, yeah, we're ready. Okay, talk to me. What does ready mean? They have to be emotionally ready in terms of they got to be upset. Well, so we made the change 2 years ago, and so far, here's what this supplier's done. They do this, they do that, and they do this, and it's not working for us. Have you talked to them about it? Have you asked them to address it? Have you asked them to fix it? If you don't ask that question, and they go back and say to the supplier, hey, I met with a new guy, and we're going to change it unless you fix this, this, and this, you're dead. So ask them, have you spoken to them? If they say no, do me a favor, talk to them first. Get back to me after. You can't lose what's yours. If this is going to be a sale, it will be a sale. They will respect you for it because you're helping them buy. I've told customers that were potentially $1 million sales, check with your existing supplier. You've got to go back to those guys. I've done it in many instances when I found out they didn't ask complain to their supplier about the problem. In one instance in New York City, a guy said to me a few weeks later, hey, thank you so much for doing that. And if this guy falls down, I'm going to come back to you. And then about 3 days later, the supplier called me and said, hey, Steve, thanks for doing that. I can't believe you did it. Well, guess what? He was going to go back to that guy. How did I know? He was with him 20-something years. I said, why would you change? The guy looked like this. I said, yeah, why would you change? You've been with him 20-something years. Did you tell him how bad things are? No. Okay, tell him. And he fixed it. Okay, good. That's good energy for me. We were just talking about energy, what I'm putting out, my attitude. In other instances, $1 million sales came back to me because I left people the space to be where they were at. That's a big learning. A big learning. And a lot of salespeople don't do it. I remember taking a small piece of business at an insurance company in Hartford, and the existing supplier they had called them and said, what are you doing? How could you go to them? Why didn't you call me? We've got the same stuff. And the guy told him, he was a very soft-spoken guy, and he said, you never showed this to me. Well, we would have. I can beat them. I can beat their price. Guy called me an hour later and said, "Hey, Steve, I just got a horrible phone call from my existing supplier. I'd like you to come in tomorrow and talk about all the business." All the business. So I got all the business when what I originally had was what I call a monkey's paw. So when the big ships come in, the big cruise ships come in, the big Navy ships, Army ships, big container ships, they have got ropes that are this big around to tie up at the dock. So you can't take a big rope like that and throw it up to the ship. So what they do is they tie a rope, maybe 50 or 100 feet, and they tie a heavy weight on the end of the small rope, and they throw the monkey's paw up to the deck, and then the guys pull the heavy rope through to dock the ships. So a small sale, I had gotten a monkey's paw by showing this prospective client a small piece of what I offered that I thought would benefit them. I had done the research, I'd been in their building, I had looked at their needs, and I understood that there was an opening for me. I didn't know the guy would buy it. He might have said to me, "Steve, I've got an existing supplier and I think he sells this stuff. I'm going to show him that idea." But here's what I did. I said, "Ron, I have something for you that I think will really benefit you here at Connecticut Mutual. And I want to show you this, and I want to get the order if you like it. Will you commit that to me today? If you like this, that you'll give me the order." He said, "Yes." I showed it to him, and he gave me the order. That's a monkey's paw. I didn't ask for the whole business. I did ask him a little bit about his existing supplier afterwards. "Hey, who's your existing supplier?" "Oh, they're a good company. I don't want to take all the business for now." I left a little door opening. "And thank you so much for this piece that you're giving me. It's new product, it's exciting, and I think you're going to like it. When would you like the first delivery?" He said, "Tomorrow." And I got it to him. And then as I am sharing the story with you, just a short while after making that first sale, I got a call from this same guy, Ron, who had only my monkey's paw over here in the corner. And his supplier was mad at him for even giving me that little piece of business. And the guy pushed him right into me. He was like the crazy glue. And I got all the business. That was the fastest that I closed a sale that was $300,000. Yeah, $30,000 a month. The little piece that I had taken was maybe 4 or 5. That's what I started with. So $360,000 in business that got paid in 10 days. It was a great customer at about, a healthy margin in the business that I was in, around 30% margin. And I was able to take the rest of the business. And the rest of the business, he gave me the pricing. He said, "I want this guy out of here. See what you can do." See what I could do. I matched everything and saved him a little bit here. There were 4 or 5 items. I said, "Ron, I can't match these 4 or 5. I'm going to be a little higher." He said, "How much?" I said, "Oh, I don't know, about $1.25 a case." "No problem. No problem." So we have to, in recapping here, we have to understand that in order to sell somebody, our job is to get information. So when I went into the building, I had some background information, and then from this customer, I asked him, first of all, if he liked it, was he going to buy? I got his commitment because that's what I wanted. I said, "I want you to buy this if you like it. I want to leave with an order. Can you do that?" And he said, "Yes, I want to." And I didn't say, "Would you?" I just said, "I want to leave with an order. Can you do that part? Give me an order." And he said, "Yes." Then I asked him about, before I went into the presentation about the product, was where was he having challenges? And I said I had an idea, but I wanted to first hear it from him. And he gave me the areas that he was having a challenge. I said, "Well, which is the most important area for you that you would like to improve performance?" And he said, the first one that I gave you. And I said, "Okay, what if I said that what I'm here with is to address that, number one, the first thing that you gave me?" He said, "That would be great." I said, "So now tell me why you're unhappy. What's happening? Why is it that you haven't made the change already?" He said, "Well, I've been looking." That was good. "I've been looking, haven't seen anything that I like." And I said, "Well, then how, let's suppose that you didn't solve this problem. Let's suppose that it's a problem for another 2 years or another year. How long's it been a problem? He said, I think he said 2 years. I said, so let's suppose it's another 2 years. No, 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 it can't be another 2 years. I've got an edict to change this and to improve the productivity and save the money. It's been identified as an area that I have to solve this problem. So he had a pain. Somebody from up above was saying, Ron, you have to solve this problem. So I got that information, and then I said, here's the product. Here's what I'm here to show you. And as we went along, of course, I asked him more questions like, so what do you think? I'd like to run a test. Okay, 90 days is what we particularly like. Great, you got it. We'll do this for 90 days. Amazing, right? We got a large customer, and then before the 90 days was over, the existing supplier pushed him into my arms. I got the rest of the business while we were doing the test, and the test worked, and we looked great. And the competitor looked like I call it a nudge. He looked like a nudge. How dumb is that? To get upset and say, listen, I'm your supplier. Couldn't you at least call me? There's a way to deliver that message. Hi, Ron, I'm disappointed. Yes, I got your message that you brought this in. Where did I let you down? Do I have an opportunity to get that business at any point? Okay. If it's no, okay. Is any of my I'm a little nervous that I'm afraid that some of my existing business is at risk. Is my existing business at risk? He would have said no to the guy because he told me he was happy with the supplier. He would have said no. He would have said, listen, I want you to show me new things like this guy did. But he wouldn't have taken the rest of the business so quick. I would have got that business one way or the other, but I got the business in record time, not because of my work, because of the dumb supplier who called him and pushed him into my arms. And he didn't know how to deliver the message. And how he delivered it was way too harsh. You want to pleasantly deliver hard news. There's a way to do it. There's a way to do it. Is any of my current business at risk? I'm sorry. Yes, I guess we fell down. Yes, we needed to show you that new product. I apologize. Let's do a review. I'll commit to do a review every other month or every 90 days. We'll do a quarterly review and I'll bring you new products. Okay. Thank you, Ron. Right. So I would, if I was that guy who chased the customer into my arms completely, 100% of the business, if I was that guy, that's how I would have done it. And I would have lost that little piece. I would have lost that new product. It was going to go away anyway because I was asleep and not presenting new items to the guy. And I would have retained the rest of the business and had then to keep my commitment to go there every 90 days and show him new items and do a product review. I probably would have if I was that guy, I would have gotten back the other guy's business, right? I would have kicked the me out. So the best getting better. This is a weekly program. It's $25 for 30 minutes. You can skip a week. You can do 10 weeks. You're going to get a lot of training. You know, when I was in the Sandler program, it was $10,000 a year. I was a licensee collecting that kind of money. I want to do this from the comfort of my home. Do I do keynote addresses? Yes. Do I do trainings? Yes. No less than 50 people. I do trainings for. When I do a keynote address, it's $10,000 for 90 minutes. So you're getting training, $25 for 30 minutes from a guy who's done it for 40 years and who studies a lot, and you don't have to. And I'll impart that knowledge. Plus, you can send me emails. And I'll also give you live coaching. So you can ask questions during these webinars and I'll coach you. We can stay a little bit afterwards. I can mail you, or you can phone me and I will help you. I'm helping people all over grow their sales, close more sales, and grow themselves. So grow themselves as a person. Jim Rohn said, the harder he worked on himself, the better his business did. And that's what I'm helping my salespeople do. Work on themselves, because it isn't just technique. It isn't just learning about what's the fanciest thing to say to somebody. You got to be real. And so I'm teaching people to be real, to be breathe and be in their body and be present with people. and it makes a difference. And I'm also teaching them how to change themselves, how to be more aware of how they show up. And that's the best getting better. All right, till next time. Thank you very much. I'm grateful. Any questions? Call me 917-805-1088. 917-805-1088. My email is steve@stevelentini.com. That's Steve L as in Linda, ENT as in Tom, INI.com, stevelentini.com. You can also go to theprosperityinstitute.com for other ideas, further ideas about thinking and training your thinking. Got a lot of newsletters that you can read. So anyway, I'm grateful. I've been glad to share this time with you. I look forward to sharing this time with you every week and helping the best get better. That's who are attracted to me, because I'm the best. That's it. I'm the best. Thank you very much. Good night.